Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and today is a bit of a minefield because everyone is motivated in their own way. Intrinsic motivation, extrinsic. So intrinsic means obviously self-valued goals, basically where longevity is involved, obviously health, and obviously keeping up with the kids, that kind of stuff can motivate you in the long run. Obviously, then the external results come from maybe getting fit for holiday, getting in some clothes, or getting some compliments. So everybody's spurred on and motivated in many different ways. But the problem is when you get that ignition of fire to get motivated, it's another thing talking about it and another thing doing it. So this is where obviously if you are motivated to do something, this is where discipline always comes into play as well as accountability, which is always why to have a coach helping you along the way. So my take on motivation is very different to the intrinsic and extrinsic, because most of the time, right, when you want to lose weight, it makes sense to eat healthy food, right? Because obviously if you eat crap, you feel crap. If you eat good, you feel good. Simple maths. And but the problem is, even with my members, for example, when they have a week off, it's very hard for them to get back in the habitual habit. They're motivated, but doing is another story, which is why building habits is so important for motivation. All right, there's other stuff in there, but my personal take is building habits is really important for motivation, because when you've got the habits involved, motivation comes steady and flows nicely, whether it's there or not. Because if you're habitually turning up to 3 sessions a week and it's actually ingrained in your head where you come in from work or you finish work, before you get in through the front door, you first turn up at the gym or you train at fitness camp, boot camp, Weight Watchers, whatever you do, it is ingrained into your nervous system. So before you even think about going to work and sitting on the sofa, make yourself a cup of tea, you go to the gym and exercise, simple as. But what happens is obviously when habits start to slide and old habits start to creep in, motivation suffers. This is where discipline is so important. So, second take on the motivation side of things is obviously when you eat healthy, you're more energetic and more outgoing in regards to your energy levels. I'm getting a bit hot now. So what happens after that is when you start eating healthy, obviously you become healthier, more motivated. You wake up in the morning without feeling shit, right? You go through your day without feeling crap. So basically, you're more inclined to exercise because you're upbeat and energetic. You know, you're feeling strong, muscles are charged, and you are more capable and more motivated to turn up without discipline because it's the part of your habit. So to get motivated, 2 things you need in your life: good food and discipline. Okay, because with good food and discipline, you can actually overcome some of the hurdles and barriers that you face. And some of the stories we tell ourselves in our head about being too tired, unmotivated, and all the stuff that we think and believe in our head that stops us from staying, keeping the habit strong, and obviously keeping the motivation high. But bear in mind, motivation will always come and go, whether you like it or not. Even myself, even with my clients, it will always come and go. And this is where obviously you have to put safety measures in place, and actually things that keep you goal-driven. And also another motivation could be long-term, short-term goals. And instead of setting long-term goals, set some short-term goals where you see the goal as being achievable is another way of looking at it as well. I mean, I can go on all day. So if you are struggling, like today, half my members haven't turned up to the gym because kids are off school, fair enough. And obviously the slight excuse of not being able to drive on clear roads doesn't make sense. Anyway, that's my opinion. So if you want to get motivated, start eating healthy, make exercise a habit rather than a one-off thing. Set short-term goals rather than long-term goals. And look to achieve those short-term goals rather than setting habitual goals in the future that seem so far away that you're not even motivated to get off your ass and do something about it. Any questions, guys, let me know, and post your comments below. Cheers, bye-bye.